There's a confusion between jihadist, Islamist, and Islam, where the general public believes that, okay, political Islam or Islamism is bad, but Islam is benign. How do you feel about that?
Well, the teachings on which political Islam is based are Islamic. They're in the Quran, they're in the example of Muhammad, and Muhammad's example is normative for Muslims. And so to try to separate Islamism from Islam is an artificial distinction that doesn't have any foundation in Islam itself.
Mm-hmm. Does that mean that the ordinary Muslims that Westerners run into in the course of their living here might pose some kind of a political or existential threat?
They might not. Every individual is different. And there are plenty of Muslims in the United States who are here because they'd rather be away from Sharia and away from Islamism and away from all that. Right. And, you know, every individual's commitment to the religion is different and cannot be assumed or extrapolated from the commitment of somebody else. But the teachings are there and the jihadis are exploiting them.
And by increasing the number or the volume of Muslims coming into the society?
Certainly that increases the risk because you have more and more people who do adhere to these expansionist, authoritarian, and violent teachings.
Mm-hmm. So for those who are considering the migrant asylum issue and are seeing those who are suffering, what should they keep in mind?
They should remember that there are people who are legitimately suffering, but think about the fact that the overwhelming majority of the migrants are male, are Muslim, are able-bodied, when you would think that in a genuine refugee crisis, after so many hundreds of thousands of Christians have been displaced, that there would be Christians among them, that there would be weak and infirm people among them, that there would be women among them. So the whole thing looks like a setup to start with.
Do you think it's being engineered by the Saudi and other Islamist governments?
Well, I think the Islamic State is the one that went on record with the threat. And so if anyone's behind it, I would expect it's they, but the others, I don't know.
Do you feel that the Gulf states have an obligation to absorb some of these?
Yeah, you know, Saudi Arabia and the Gulf states said they weren't taking in any refugees because of the terror threat. But if we say that in the West, we're racists and bigots. It's ridiculous.